Happy Mask Monday. I'm not really here. I'm on my way to Costa Rica, but through the magic of YouTube, I'm coming to you on Monday. So I did this recently, but I liked it. It's a TU brand. No, it's Dr. somebody. Dr. Botanicals, and it's TU for turmeric, I guess. And it's turmeric. There you go. Turmeric and I guess that's it, just turmeric. So anyway, I got this somewhere. I don't know where. Somebody gave it to me or got it in a sample or something. Well, I can't see it hardly. It's like see if I can squeeze a little bit out. See, it's just a little bit of white. Looks like a lotion or something. But it's a mask. It looks like a just, hand cream or something. So I was not tagged by this, but I'm going to steal it anyway. It's Plain Vanilla Grandma, and I'll link her below. And she's got two different videos. One's part 1 and one's part 2, but I'm going to do both of them because it's only 10 questions each. They're fall tagged questions. So part 1, favorite fall sweet treat. Well, I like caramel apples, and I know this is controversial because some people think they're horrible, but I actually like those little candy corn things. I also like hot apple cider with cinnamon in it and stuff. That's really good. And pumpkin, I just made some pumpkin bread with pumpkin chocolate chip bread. And that was yummy. So I got lots of favorite fall treats. Red or green apples? I like Granny Smith for green, and I do like red, but I like Pink Ladies. So I like my apples more on the tart side. I don't like Red Delicious at all. I think they're mealy tasting, and yeah, just don't like them. Favorite fall sport? Soccer, I guess. My grandkids and kids all played soccer. My kids started playing soccer at 4, and one son played it all the way through high school, and my other son, he still plays indoor soccer, and he's 51. So soccer has been in our family a really long time. Best drink for fall? Well, as I said, apple cider. Favorite fall activity? When the kids were little, we just go to a pumpkin patch and hayride and all that kind of stuff. But everybody's too big for that kind of stuff now. Have to wait for great grandkids. Whew. That's going to be a ways away, hopefully, because the grandkids are still pretty young. Must-have fall purchase. Well, I just got a hooded snap jacket that I like, or a sweatshirt. Not much of a sweatshirt person, but in fall with a hood, I kind of like a sweatshirt, like a zipper up kind of one that you can wear like a jacket. I also like those toffee colored joggers I got from my Wee Blessings box. If you go back and look at that video. Pick your own or buy a pumpkin at the store. We used to always pick our own. Recently, the last couple of years, if I bought them at all, I bought them at the store. And we get, for Thanksgiving, we get the little small pie pumpkins. They're a different type of pumpkin than the carving kind. And we cook them up and bake them, and then scrape them out and blend them, up and freeze them for making from scratch fresh pumpkin pies for Thanksgiving. And they're way better than the canned stuff. So we don't even bother with the canned stuff anymore. And instead of a pie, I'll put it in a little ramekin and just have the pumpkin-y part, but without the crust. because I've tried gluten-free pumpkin pie crust or just pie crust, and it's not very good. So I'd rather just have no crust at all and just make it, in a ramekin without the crust. Real or fake pumpkins? Real. It's funny. We put the real ones out like in the yard for decoration, and pretty soon the chickens would come and peck holes all in them. But then it made them really scary looking because they had these gaping holes all in them. Favorite Halloween costume? Well, my one that's most memorable that I made, and I'm gonna not tell you what it means and see if y'all can figure it out, and I'll tell you at the end, because I made this costume for work once, and I used makeup and gave myself a black eye. And then I had black pants and a black long sleeve t-shirt, and I used white tape to make a big letter P. So what was I? I'm not going to tell you till the end, see if you can figure it out. So black eye, black clothes, big white letter P on the chest. And my son and my grandson, we did it with both of them. When my son was little, it was Star Wars time, and we made him into a Jawa. I took burlap and dyed it brown, and we made this hooded cloak for him with a pocket, and I put a battery pack in the pocket, and we ran it up through and into and I used part of a black negligee for the inside the hood, and we took light bulbs and colored them orange, so it had glowy orange eyes, and he looked like a glowy-eyed Jawa. And he won contests a couple years in a row for that costume. And then, 25, 30 years later, my grandson, they made this similar costume, and he won costume contests too. Alrighty, number 10, college football or NFL? I would say college football, because I got turned off to the NFL with all the kneeling and disrespecting the flag and all that kind of stuff. And, I have a granddaughter who's in college, so I watch the A&M games because she's an Aggie, goes to Texas A&M. Alrighty, let's see. Part 2 of this is fall or Halloween decorations. I'm not a real Halloween person. I never really cared much for Halloween, so I definitely have fall decorations, which I showed you a while back. Raking leaves or no raking leaves? Well, I have these 2 huge oak trees in my front yard, and the leaves get to be about this, like 2 feet deep if you don't rake them. I paid some teenage boys to do it a couple years ago. They had 32 of those big black 32-gallon trash bags full of leaves. That's how many leaves I get in the front yard. So you definitely got to rake them. I'll probably pay somebody to do it again because that's a lot of raking. Let's see, favorite soup? Oof, I like lots of soups. One of my favorites is it's a potato soup, and it's super easy to make. You take a box of chicken broth, a can of cream of chicken soup, and a package of the square kind of hash browns, and you dump all that together with some bacon bits. I usually bake some bacon and chop it up and put about half a pound of bacon in there, and that's it till the very end. And then you just have it in the crock pot like all day, and at the very end, the last half an hour or so, you put a block of cream cheese, and then you serve it with cheese and little green onions or whatever on top. So that's one of my favorite soups. It's super easy. And one I used to really like was it's like a chicken broth and tomatoes it had in it, and I can't remember what all it had in it, and then it had tortellini in it. It was, and sausage, and it was really good, but I can't find any gluten-free tortellini, so I can't eat that anymore. So anyway, there's some of my favorite soups. Favorite fall candle scent? Caramel, pumpkin. What's this one I just got? It's got some good scents in it. It's apple pie, cinnamon, and vanilla. It's like 3 flavors in one. These all sound really yummy. So I'll take any of those scents. Do you love or hate pumpkin spice? I like pumpkin spice. Short booties or tall boots? I've got really wide calves, so I usually go with the short booties. I have gotten tall boots before, but they hurt my feet, so I ended up throwing them away after I didn't wear them for years, and then I wore them for to try on an outfit with, and I looked down and there's pieces of them that had fallen all over the floor. They were that not real leather stuff, the pleather, and because they'd sat so long, they just started peeling pieces off, so they went out in the trash. I really would like a decent pair. I live in Texas, for gosh sakes. I would like a nice pair of cowboy boots, but I'm always too cheap to buy a really good pair. I've got really wide feet, so it's hard to find something that fit right. This is almost all dry. Can't even really tell it's on there, but it is. Favorite Halloween candy? We went over that again before. If it's Halloween specific, the little triangle candy corns. But the favorite one to get when I was trick-or-treating was, I used to like Almond Joys and Mounds, but I can't have coconut anymore. That's one of my allergy things. So, I don't know, anything chocolatey, like chocolate caramel, chocolate covered peanuts, anything with some chocolate. I like paydays, and they have a chocolate covered payday now. Those are really yummy. Pumpkin spice latte, yes or no? Well, if it's a pumpkin spice latte tea, then yes. If it's a pumpkin spice latte coffee, then no. I don't like coffee at all. Hayride or corn maze? Even though it's itchy, I still like a hayride. I think hayrides are fun. I used to go to church. It's right up the street from where I live now. I used to live here and went to that church, and then now I'll go to a farther away one. But they always have a alternate fall festival kind of thing. So if you don't want your kids doing door-to-door stuff, you go there, and they always have a hayride. And they have a climbing wall and a bounce house and a bunch of games and stuff for the kids. So it's just an alternative for the kids, so that we just take the grandkids there when they were little. And we'd always go on the hayride. Favorite fall TV show? Well, I don't know. It's new season's coming out, so I'm watching all the new version, new season of shows I've always watched, and then there's a couple new ones that came out. One of them, I haven't really paid that much attention to what news coming out. I'll have to pay more attention, but one of them that I did find is, I think it's an NBC show, but it's on the Peacock Network. I finally broke down and got the Peacock Network because they had a deal going where it was $1.99 a month for a year, so it was like basically $25 for the whole year. And they took away, I used to watch NBC shows on Hulu. I have Hulu, but they took those away and put them on Peacock now, so some of the shows I used to watch couldn't watch unless I went on Peacock or watched them at the actual time slot, and who does that anymore? So the new one that I just watched that just came out is called, do you remember Quantum Leap from like the 90s, I think it was? Well, they have a new Quantum Leap out. Quantum Leap's, this guy he thinks he's going into the past, but he gets stuck there, and what he does is he leaps into somebody else's body, and he has to figure out why he's there and how to help the person. Sometimes it's a man, sometimes it's a woman. And before he'll leap, and then instead of leaping back home, he'll leap to another time in another body. So the first 2 episodes, he went back into the 50s, I think it was, into like a bank robber guy's body. Then the second one, is he leaped into an astronaut's body, so he was like blasting off into space, and he's like, uh-oh. But then there's a person that's a hologram that helps him, it's still in the future, and you know. Anyway, if you haven't watched it before, the old ones are good, and then this new season looks, a new series with new people and stuff, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. So if you haven't watched it, I watched that, and since I have Peacock now, I started watching Yellowstone. Everybody's always talked about Yellowstone, and I thought, but now that I have Peacock and Yellowstone's on Peacock, I'm trying to get done with I'm on season 4, episode 6. I got it right behind you. I froze it at the beginning of episode 6. I've been watching it to catch up because season 5's coming out in November, I think, and I didn't think I'd like it, but actually do. It's really violent. There's a lot of killing going on, but it's still really good. And I watched the prequel to it, which is 1883, which is when they very first come. The Dutton family is the family that Yellowstone's about. It's when they very first come from Texas to Montana, and the hardships of being a wagon train and all that. So 1883 is good, and then there's going to be another prequel that's coming out late fall, early winter. I don't remember exactly, but it's going to be 1932. So it's like what, 50-ish years later. So the person that's the little boy on the 1883 one's probably the patriarch of Yellowstone. So it's probably how the ranch kind of got started and all that, because the current Yellowstone's this big ranch. It's like 700 acres or something like that, or no, that's not it. 700,000 acres. It's this whole huge ranch in Montana. And people keep trying to take the ranch away, and how they fight to keep it and all that. That's what it's about if you haven't seen it. But some of the ways they fight to keep it are a little on the violent side. What can I say? So what is your favorite new show that's coming out? I haven't really seen a whole lot of new ones coming out. Just you know, the ones you watched last season coming out with their new seasons. But I haven't seen a whole lot of actual new shows coming out. So anyway, did you figure out what my costume was? I was a black-eyed pea. Nobody got it when I wore it. I thought I was very clever and hilarious, and I thought it was funny, and nobody got it but me. I'm like, I'm a black-eyed pea. Can't you figure that out? But nobody could. Alrighty. Anyway, I am off on my trip. By the time you watch this, I'll be on the plane. Well, maybe not, depends on how early you watch it. But I'll be at the airport anyway, because you gotta go like 3 hours early for an international flight. So I get there at noon, get to the airport in Dallas at noon, and it's an hour flight to Houston, Texas. And then I have to sit for 3.5 hours in the airport and change planes. And then it's 3.5 hours to San Jose, Costa Rica. And then my girlfriend will pick me up, and then we'll do whatever. I'm excited. I'm trying not to get too excited because my tummy is tied to my emotions, and if I'm stressed or upset or angry or excited, I can get nauseated. So I'm just trying to keep the excitement down and tamp it down so I don't start feeling sick. I'm gonna put another video. This was going up Monday, and then I'm gonna film another one, and it'll go up later in the week, just to give you all a couple things so you don't forget who I am while I'm gone. So I hope you enjoyed these. If anybody wants to do this tag, feel free. I'm too lazy to type in all the questions, but if you go to Plain Vanilla Grandma, she typed them all out, so you can get them from her. I'm too lazy to type them all out. I got finished packing and stuff. Today's Saturday night, so I gotta go to church Monday and then finish up packing and stuff or not Monday, Sunday, go to church Sunday, finish packing up, and then Sunday afternoon, and then first thing Monday morning at 8 o'clock, we're heading for the airport. So by the time we get there, it's traffic and all that, it'll probably be 9 before we get there, and you want to try and get there, like I said, 3 hours early. So you'll be watching this, either I'm on my way to the airport or on the plane or something while you're watching this, and then I'll actually be in Costa Rica by the time you watch the next video, which I'm gonna look exactly like this. I'm not gonna put makeup on or do my hair. I'm too lazy. I'm just gonna do the other video. And so go watch it. It's probably gonna come out Wednesday, Thursday, just to tide you over so you won't go through withdrawals. Alrighty, I'll try and make some great videos for you while I'm in Costa Rica so you can see how beautiful it is there. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.